What's going on, fragrance family? It's your man Gator, better known as the Novice Nose out here in these fragrance streets. Now, I was sitting over there doing some editing, man, on some of my videos here, and I had already done my Scent of the Day, just kind of update first impressions video, and it was for this guy, Black Forest here from Arabiyat, that part of their Odyssey line. But when I was doing the editing, I realized that one of the fragrances that I was trying to do a video for and edit for was effed up. So I'm actually gonna just do a quick review of that fragrance right now. Now, the fragrance in question is this guy right here, man. This is a new one from Arabiyat Prestige, man. A lot of people have been talking about that house recently, and they've been doing some bangers, man. This is, in my opinion, no exception. Now, this is a new one to their line. This is called Swar Seduire. Let's see if I can get a good picture of the bottle here. Bottle's nice. Let me see. There we go. Again, Swar Seduire from Arabiyat Prestige. Now, if you've heard of Maison Crivelli's Oud Cadenza, this is actually an interpretation of that Oud Cadenza DNA. Just off the rip, I'm gonna tell you, it's not a one-to-one, but some of the things that it does, I really like. Now, the original is a very nice fragrance, man. It is kind of an oud heavy, kind of leans into the ouds and things like that, but it's got the dates, it's got this beautifully subtle fruit kind of vibe going on to it here, with like a dry oud kind of vibe, kind of animalistic here. This is an acquired taste for some, but some people really dig that DNA. French Avenue actually did an interpretation of it that was actually pretty popular for a little while, man. Coco Morado, if you've heard of it, man. Coco Morado is actually a really good interpretation of that DNA. It's really, really close. This one is taking a different lane. Now, before I get into anything else, let me get into the notes on this one, because there are some distinct differences between this one and between the original. So, top notes in this one are cinnamon, dates, and marigold. I've been getting a lot of fragrances with dates recently. I think that's the new apricot. Anyway, the middle notes are leather, amber, and sugarcane, and then the base notes are going to be vanilla, patchouli, and oud. This fragrance, in my opinion, takes a diversion from the original in that I feel like it's a little bit sweeter, but it also leans into more of the leathery aspects of that original fragrance. As a matter of fact, take the oud presence in Oud Cadenza and mute that a little bit, pull that back and amp up a leather presence. And I'm talking about a really strong, potent, animalistic style of leather here, but that still presents smoothly. That's what you get here. So let me get a good spray on this. Now, this is one of my favorite parts about the Arabiyat Prestige bottles here, and especially this one. Check out this atomizer. I got Black Forest on this side. Let me go ahead and spray this on this side, man. Look, check this out. Bro, that atomizer is sick, man. You buy the bottle for the atomizer. I'm just telling you now. The bottle is also pretty hefty and like really, really like solid. I really like that about it. It gives masculine. It gives, like strong and strength. This fragrance gives masculine. It gives strong. It gives strength. So, tell you right now, that leather in here really amps up the masculine vibes in here, and it hits you up front. So when you first spray this on, you're going to get that leather. That leather is going to be in abundance, going to popping up here, but you're also getting the fruitiness that's coming in from the dates in here. The dates are actually very sweet, but they're in a syrupy sweet, which is kind of a little bit different than the original. I find that this one has the dates are more syrupy, more of a dense kind of fruitiness going on here. Still that muted fruitiness of the dates. It's just almost like you took date syrup and added it to the leather, as opposed in the first one where those dates are kind of a little bit, not delicate, but they're a little bit softer in the presentation of it. This is really syrupy, really sweet, pungent is a way that I could describe the way that the dates come across in this. Now you add that pungency of the way that the dates present, and you add the pungency of the leather, which the leather in here, like I said, that is the superstar when you first spray this thing on here. you blend them together and you balance them so perfectly in the opening here. Some people, if you're a fan of Oud Cadenza, it might kind of take you off guard because it is a different vibe than the original Oud Cadenza. I actually did a side-by-side on it because I have the actual Oud Cadenza sample and stuff over there that I've worn a couple times here, and I, sprayed it on what I had left of it, kind of do a compare and contrast on here. And it definitely opens differently. And I find that this one, while Oud Cadenza is labeled as kind of being oud heavy masculine, I find this one leans a little bit more masculine, but at the same time it also leans a little bit sweeter. So I guess that pungency of the syrupiness of the dates along with the leather here merges to be a beautifully balanced uber masculine vibe here. This is your bad boy vibe type of fragrance. This is your leather jacket in a bottle here, but a little bit of sweetness to kind of show off your sensitive side in here. Potent as hell. This is past arm's length when you first spray this on, as far as as far as projection. I get like at least 6 feet of projection going on this fragrance here for the first hour to hour and a half. And I will tell you this, as it starts to dry down, there's a period after that first 20 minutes or so where the leather is like, you know what, man, I am the superstar. The leather goes straight Beyonce, and it kind of steps out to the forefront and sings its song. And while, it's KC and JoJo at first, where the dates and the leather are kind of blended very well, that leather steps out and does its thing, man. It sings its solo, man, for a good like 20, 30 minutes going into the dry down. And then after a while, it kind of subsides a little bit. It becomes smoother again, and then your dates kind of come back and they start serenading again too, so it becomes blended a little bit more balanced again as it kind of goes into that hour and a half to 2 hour dry down. Now, the other thing I really like about this fragrance here is that the longevity of this is insane. So when I first sprayed this on, I got like 9 hours, and I was like, oh, that's a long time for a fragrance to sit, until the next time where I got 12. So it definitely has that staying power. This is a fragrance that once you spray it on, is there. The other thing with this, you have to be mindful of your sprays. If you spray more than 3 times with this fragrance, you may blow the room out. You may nuke the room. So be very, very careful with your sprays with this. I put on 3 sprays and it lasted all day. I was still catching great sillage. People were still commenting on the fragrance at hour 8 and 9. They were still saying how good this smelled in the air. This is very potent. So be very, very careful. That one spray that I just did, that's gonna light up the room for the next hour or so. When I turn my air filter back on, it's gonna have a job to do. I say this to give you fair warning. As much as I like this fragrance, and I've worn it twice now, it's kind of turning into a love for me, and I'll get into why I really dig this as far as compliment factor in a second. But this fragrance is one that if you spray too much, man, it will be detrimental to your health and the health of everybody around you. So 3 sprays, if you're unsure about that 3 sprays, trust me, you're going nose blind. Don't spray no more, trust me. Compliment factor, I mentioned that a second ago. This is one of those fragrances that is kind of still, even though I feel like, it's a little bit sweeter than the original here. It's got that bad boy personality here. This is very animalic. This is kind of an acquired taste, for I think a lot of people here. But in the air, it really smells nice. It really has that perfect blend, especially going into, like, at the beginning, it's blended and it's nice, but it's not the same as it feels as it goes down into the dry down, where at that 3rd hour mark or so, it kind of, it's freshened a little bit by the fact that it's starting to lose a little bit of its pungency and its punch. So it kind of freshens up a little bit. You start getting a little bit more of the floral kind of nature that's kind of, you know, playing in here as well. I won't say that it gets musky, but it does have a little bit of a freshness that kind of goes along in it as it goes into the dry down. And then you get this kind of underpinning vanilla that's kind of sitting there in the baseline of it going into that 3rd hour, and that kind of goes throughout the rest of the life. So 3rd hour on, man, and the air is gorgeous. And that's when I got the most compliments on this. It was after that 3rd and 4th hour, people were like, oh man, that smells good. And the sillage on this thing is amazing, like I said. Now, that being said, this is not a fragrance that's gonna pull you bad bitches. This is a fragrance that's gonna make bad bitches pull you. Understand the game. Understand the game. This is one that's going to be like, if you got the swagger for it, this thing is gonna kill the game when you walk in the room. Everybody's gonna be talking about you. Everybody's gonna be like, that's the man. This is one of those that when you wear it, you are the man, you are the boss, you are the CEO of the space that you walk into when you wear this fragrance, as long as you have that mindset. And that's what a lot of fragrances, but this one especially, man, it has this masculine aura about it. It has this alpha aura about it, that when you wear this, it really does like turn heads, man. All in all, I really dig this. This is really nice. I'm looking forward to wearing this in the winter, like the cold, because this is gonna kick winter's ass. Like, this is gonna kick cold weather's ass. This is only a 3-season fragrance, and I say 3 seasons, be it generously, because it'll work in fall with very, very limited sprays. It'll work in winter with maybe 4 sprays, but you still got to be careful. And in spring, very limited sprays, it may work. Summer, your ass bet not walk outside with this on, because you're gonna kill somebody. So be very careful with the way this thing presents, man. All in all, like I said, I'm really, really digging this thing, man. I'm looking forward to wearing it some more, and I'm looking forward to seeing some other Arabiyat Prestige, because leather apparently is one of the things they do well. So I'm looking at picking up a couple more fragrances from them, and seeing how they present, especially ones that are rumored to have a little bit more of a masculine lean than their originals. Cold Opulence, for example, that Blue Talisman inspiration apparently has a little bit of a leather underpinning on it. So I'm interested in that one. But as for this one, love it. I really do. But like I said, be careful, because it ain't for everybody, and you might nuke the building if you spray too much. That's all I got on this one, guys. Have you put your nose on this thing now, or are you a fan of the original DNA? Let me know in the comments, guys. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share this video with somebody you know that loves fragrances. And as we always say, guys, no matter what you're doing, however you're doing it, make sure you make today the best day ever, on purpose. Peace out.